Hi, Brandon here from FermUp.com. If you ferment your vegetables in mason jars, you may find at times it's difficult to keep the vegetables below the brine. And again, the reason to keep the vegetables below brine is in order to keep mold from growing on the surface area of the exposed vegetables. So an easy way to solve this issue is to use a wide mouth mason jar. Here I have a quart size mason jar. You can use any size that you would like as long as it is the wide mouth. And then you use a little 4-ounce mason jar, the regular sized mouth, which can then fit right inside. Now the reason why you're doing this is you can see it doesn't, this very shallow mason jar here does not take up very much space within the jar, but it does push down on whatever vegetables are below it. And so then you just put on the lid and you're good to go. So you put the vegetables in. Here's an example. These are jalapenos that are fermenting under the salt brine. You can see roughly just right how that's sitting there. That's where the vegetables, you start to see the brine's way up here. The vegetables are not exposed to the surface area. Now you will need to still burp these jars and let out some of the gas that builds up. That is still a daily chore that you'll want to make sure you do, especially in those first days. Another example are these beans here, and they are coming up the edge a little, but they still hold under with this 4-ounce mason jar. And one last example, a little experiment I have going on with some fermented bean sprouts, and you can see that the water level is a lot lower in this, but they are still below the brine. And again, just to give another visual in case it's not that easy to see there, you can see that the mason jar inside keeps it below the brine. Otherwise, you kind of have to stick your hands in there regularly and or utensil of some sort and push it down every day, but you're still going to have it more exposed and more potential for mold. Now, you may have some mold that will, if you have any water on the inside of the mason jar, you may end up having a little buildup of film or mold on the inside of that, but that's okay. Just make sure you just dump that out and you're fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. So next time you're fermenting vegetables in a mason jar, just give it a try.